Well, hello there. Welcome to Dino's World. Today I have the Ninja 500 with me. I was kind of longing to get my hands on this bike because somehow I felt this had a hideous character within it. Because when any Japanese manufacturer launches their motorcycle, it is more than what meets the eye, especially when it comes from Kawasaki, and it bears the Ninja clan branding on its bodywork very boldly. That means it has a character of its own. It is something that is hidden or lurking underneath, and I was really curious to tap into that to understand what the 500 is truly made up of. And today we have the 500 to ourselves. I've been riding it for last 3 or 4 days, thanks to Kawasaki India for giving me the bike to test it to my heart's content. And today we're going to understand what is this bike meant for, to who is the target audience, and whom is it targeted at. Basically, is it the rookie riders? Is it someone who has had his share of fun with the super sport and just wants to settle down with a reliable motorcycle? Or is it for newbies as well? So let's find out. First, looking at the design. When I first saw the design of the Ninja 500, I was impressed because it is not just some kind of a make-do kind of a design concept. Look at the LED lighting. Look at the sharp bodywork, the sharp cuts and creases. It gives you a glimpse of the character of the machine itself. It has a glare and a stare of that animalistic feel that is ready to pounce on its prey. And you have multiple lighting elements. It's like 6 hours front end meeting 4 hour, or sorry, not 4R, you can say Ninja 650. It's a blend of Ninja 650 as well as the ZX6R, or you can say Ninja 400 as well as the ZX6R, because it is cohesive. It has multiple lighting elements. It has the chin spoiler, which means it is no slouch. It is going to go fast. It has an effective windscreen. It has well laid out mirrors, which are not too far sticking out. They are compact enough, have a good field of view. Then you have a neatly chiseled front fender with air inlets for air channeling. And you have a massive 310 mm rotor. Dual channel ABS is offered, so 310 mm disc for good stopping power. And telescopic forks are offered for plush ride quality. So this is primarily targeted for that urban commuter who wants to break free every now and then. So for city rides, more than USD forks, I always advocate towards telescopic forks, because with our Indian road conditions, the fork seal breakage tends to happen every now and then if you are riding on USD forks. But telescopic forks are easier to maintain, last you longer, offer plush ride quality over pothole ridden city streets when compared to the USD forks, which are stiffer. And then coming to the profile, I love the layered bodywork that they have used for the Ninja 500. It has that air channeling again to blow the hot air away from our legs, because we are seated here. The radiator blows the hot air, because this is how you sit. The air goes out this way, so you don't feel the heat. And then the layered bodywork gives a glimpse of the attention to detail and the fit and finish that Kawasaki is obsessed with. They never compromise, and they never overlook or just say, "Arey, ye kafi hai," kind of a philosophy. They go all out when they are launching a brand new product, and especially if it belongs to the Ninja clan, they make sure the name is justified. Again, the seating posture. Now this is another major plus. First of all, the seat 785 mm. So even a person around 5 foot 3 inches can almost flat foot or put their foot down. 5'5", 5'6" can absolutely feel super comfortable on this motorcycle. And even a slightly taller rider up to 6 feet tall can feel okay on this bike, because you have adequate room to move back and forth. The rider's seat is well cushioned and well spaced out. Secondly, it doesn't affect the ground clearance. You have 145 mm of ground clearance, more than sufficient if you're riding solo. But if you're riding 2 up, you got to watch out for those speed breakers, because there's a little bit of suspension that compresses. So that is another thing. And apart from that, the handlebar. Now the handlebar is another thing that tends to wear you down. Now I've owned the 6R. The 6R, it's like you're crouched up, forward centric, proper super sport this thing. After maybe 100 kilometers or 200 kilometers, you feel a little tired. You feel the wrist, the pressure on your wrist and the palm. it starts to wear you down. But this one is so relaxed, so easygoing, so effortless, so fatigue free that you want to ride all day long, because well sorted suspension, beautifully laid out chassis. Now the chassis is derived from the H2. Can you believe it or not? Like they've mentioned it on their site that the chassis structure is derived from that of the H2, which means they are serious about this motorcycle, and the performance also is packed into it in a serious manner. At the same time, it has a shorter wheelbase but a longer swing arm. Shorter wheelbase, longer swing arm is a proper super sport design, design silhouette. So this is no slouch. So you get an idea that okay, so something they're trying to hide from us. So maybe once you ring the throttle wide open, then you understand what's lurking underneath. Now then you might wonder, okay, what about the power and torque? Yeah, you have the parallel twin DOHC, dual overhead camshaft layout. 8 valve means 4 valves per cylinder, liquid cooled fuel injected parallel twin motor that puts out 45 PS of max power and 42.6 Newton meters of max torque, which means close to 43 Newton meters. And when you have the new torque and the power figures right next to one another, it means that there's a flat torque curve, which means you have adequate overtaking power in each and every gear. You don't have to shift frequently to get that instant acceleration and to perform those quick overtakes. You are in third gear, you just open the throttle wide open and you have adequate wave of torque that hits you out of nowhere to perform those overtakes. And that is where the flat torque curve really helps in urban conditions, urban riding conditions. Frequent gear changes tends to wear you down, because clutch gear usage, use hand and leg coordination, so that frequent gear changes tends to tire you down. But this isn't the case, because first of all, the tractability. You are in fifth gear and you're riding around 38-35 kilometers per hour, still there's no engine knocking. So that's how usable power and torque band that they have offered with the Ninja 500. Another thing, the way the body panels are chiseled, the way the integrated turn blinkers come out, everything is so meticulously crafted. 14-liter tank, wearing the Kawasaki badging right over here. So adequate tank volume that can be used on the go. Then you have a neatly laid out exhaust and the attention to detail. I talk about the foot pegs, aluminum foot pegs, front and rear, that's a good thing. The exhaust has a satin chrome finish to it, and the tail section. The tail is beautifully crafted. Again, it has a unique tail section. It's not that अरे Ninja 650 का tail section निकाल के इस पे डाल दो, नहीं तो 400 का निकाल के इस पे डाल दो. It had a unique design element of its own, which makes it distinguished from the others and distinguishable from the others, and also has its own persona. So when you hit the brake light, I think the lighting elements come out, and also we're going to listen to the exhaust note and see how refined it is. You see, beautiful refined parallel twin comes alive the moment you fire her up. Wow. So that gives you a glimpse that it has that exhilarating top end as well, and that you'll understand when you see my riding footage. Oh boy, it will blow your mind away. And apart from that, you have 150 section rear tire, more than sufficient for a 500cc class motorcycle. Rear disc brake, dual channel ABS, slipper clutch to watch your back while doing faster downshifts, lighter clutch pull, and a usable seat. So even this one is, though it's a step seat layout, because the seat is lowered, it's not like you have to go and sit or you're left hanging somewhere around the first floor. So your partner is not complaining, nor is your friend, because you have good quality foam and adequate amount of seat space that can be used to ride two up. And now coming to the price. The price is 5.24 lakhs, which is the same as that of Ninja 400. They have not even increased it by a grand. So that means they have given more value for the hard-earned buck. They have given you maximum bang for your hard-earned buck. They are giving you a high capacity, brand new 500cc motorcycle with proper Kawasaki Ninja clan DNA instilled into this, with no kind of increment that has been added on. So 5.24 lakhs was the existing price of the Ninja 400, so you get a 500 for that price. And also the fuel efficiency, the mileage, because it's a twin, everything starts making sense. It is more fuel efficient, it is easy to maintain, and there's no hassle in maintaining such a reliable twin cylinder motor. So the fuel efficiency figure, there's no claim, but you can get easily close to 25 kmpl, because the average itself shows around 20. I can show you the speedo console immediately before we conclude. So the console is another simple layout kind of thing, but at the same time it is very practical and usable. It's a LCD negative display. You have the speedo, the rev counter, the gear position indicator, and the fuel gauge, the odometer, and the engine temperature gauge right over there. I mean the coolant temperature. And then you can actually get into trip A, trip B. The average fuel economy, it shows us 20, though we've been thrashing it around, and even the range will be shown once you are up and about. And then you can also change the clock and the coolant temperature. I mean, switch between that. So this is the user interface of this thing. We're giving you the price, we're giving you the fuel efficiency. Now what matters most is how it feels to ride. Is it a slouch, or is it something kind of a compromise, or will it surprise you with its unbelievable performance and stability? Trust me, you're going to be surprised. Let's head to the ride impression. Okay guys, now we have the Ninja 500 all to ourselves. Around 45 PS of max power, 42.6 Newton meters of max torque, and it's a flat torque curve. Looks the part. Let's see how it rides, especially at higher RPMs. Revving like crazy. I mean, we know what to expect from Kawasaki. I mean, these guys are insane when they tune their motorcycles. They are nice and calm at low RPMs for those calm city commutes. Unleash the Ninja the way it is supposed to be. What a lovely machine. Especially bikes like these are so hideous. So the power figures don't say much. They just give you an idea that okay, it's a flat torque curve, usable torque, usable power for city rides, for those quick weekend rides. But then when you open up the engine, when you open up the throttle, that's when the Ninja. So when there's a Ninja badging on a motorcycle, you can't take it lightly, and you can't just expect it to be very sedate or average. There's something to it. And this one gets a trellis frame with the same kind of geometry similar to that of the H2. That's what they mentioned in their this thing site, and that's saying something. I mean, the H2's chassis geometry kind of a thing lent to 500, so you can expect a little bit of mayhem. And also shorter wheelbase, longer swing arm for a typical super sport kind of genre. So you know that it's not some kind of easy go kind of machine. So, and when you look at it, you see the aggression in her eyes. I mean, the glare and the stare of the Ninja clan apparent, and that's where you get an idea that this is no slouch. This thing is something that needs to be taken seriously. This thing is kind of a serious torque machine. You can see just wants to launch itself. This thing is crazy. It's crazy. And I mean, the chassis stability is so good, the suspension is so good. That's what I keep saying about these Ninjas. The small capacity Ninjas are kind of enough for you to have your share of fun. So you can just, it's just like Lewis Lane and Clark Kent. Yeah, you can say it is Clark Kent mode. When you're riding through the city, you just want to commute to your office. There's a little bit of fog, nice, misty, cold, chilly morning. This winter is setting in here in Hyderabad. And it's one fine morning, beautiful sunset in the backdrop. You can see the rearview mirror. I hope it captures it. I mean, the riding stance is nice and comfortable, very relaxed, completely fatigue free. You do get a slipper clutch to watch your back while doing those fast downshifts. Pretty raw. There's no traction control, there's no lean sensitive electronic aids with a 6-axis IMU and all. You just get the dual channel ABS, which is not switchable. You get an eco riding mode, so you're sure that you're going to get good mileage out of these Ninjas. Now the middleweight Ninjas are really good in terms of fuel efficiency. They'll surprise you with your fuel efficiency. There were times when a friend of mine riding a Ninja 650 got close to 23 kmpl. That's amazing for a 650cc parallel twin. And this one is no less. This can at least give you close to 25 kmpl if you ride it sensibly. And see, we're just ambling around at around 4,000, 5,000 RPM, 5th gear. And the tractability, look at the tractability. 5th gear, I am ambling around at 40 plus kmph, and there's no engine knocking, and that's what makes it special. Also, you have very good effective windscreen, which will fend off the wind blast once you tuck in, and the tucking in is nice and easy thanks to enough amount of room for the rider, and that again makes things a lot more interesting. So overall, the Ninja 500 screams practicality, screams versatility, and it is no slouch. That I keep saying, that just don't go by the power figures on the spec sheet and make your judgment about a motorcycle, especially when it's from Kawasaki or from the Japanese manufacturers. These Japanese folks they kind of fill their machines with hideous power which is not apparent immediately on the spec sheet. Once you open the throttle, that's when the Ninja clan comes alive, and that's when the bike actually tells you, yes, I belong to the Ninja clan, or I have earned that Ninja badging. It's not there for namesake. And that's what Kawasaki do. They don't just slap on a brand just for namesake to cash in with a marketing gimmick. When they have given you the Ninja clan, they give you the performance to go with it. and to justify it. And that's what makes the 500 an amazing, an absolutely amazing machine. The brakes are good, suspension holds up really well for telescopic folks. The brakes are offering good bite, good stopping power, and lever feel. The handlebar is perfectly positioned, as I keep telling you. The riding posture is perfectly sorted. So be it highway runs or such kind of fun runs, or weekend blasts, or track days, or commuting for office and back home, or even to get a pack of milk from the grocery store, this thing will do it all for you. And that's where the Ninja 500 shines through as the do-it-all machine. So, and the pricing, they haven't increased the price from the 400. The 400 was 5.24 lakhs. The 500, you get a 100cc more and get a proper 500cc Ninja parallel twin for the same price at 5.24 lakhs ex-showroom. So Kawasaki getting the pricing right as always. So what do you guys think? Have you ridden the Ninja 500? Please do ride it to believe it. This thing is an amazing all-round machine for those who want a one bike to do it all for them. And very reliable, low on maintenance, good fuel efficiency, parts being easily available. Everything is well sorted for this, you know, sulking Ninja beast, which kind of hides behind the wheel. And once you open the throttle, it's like that Superman mode turned on. Once the shirt opens up, you have the beast absolutely bursting forth like a xenomorph. So anyway, so we'll just conclude this here. I'll just give you the exhaust note as well. You can see the sun shining brighter than ever. So I love the rev counter. It is nice and legible. See how cleanly it revs, and I love the rev counter going all the way. So that's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Until then, take care, God bless, and ride safe.